This theater performance was truly impressive.
Yes, especially that last part, the shamanic dance.
I wonder what it means.
Well, the imparted message was that we all live in a complex world, which includes many spheres, not only the sphere of living beings, but also the sphere of spirits, dead ancestors, the magic realms of the world beyond our apperception.
You mean perception, not apperception, right?
No, I meant what I said. I always do.
She always does. Believe me, she's never wrong. She's a woman.
Right.
What a stupid and misogynistic joke. You're just jealous because I'm smarter than both of you together.
Okay. Calm down. That might be true, for it was really smart of you to bring us to this jazz cafe after the theater performance. It's an extremely nice place.
Yes, and there will even be a live concert of the Eternal Problems Trio.
I think it started already. Hannah, would you like to dance?
Sure, with pleasure.
The orchid leaves in springtime are so tender. In autumn fragrant cinnamon smells nice. All seasons offer something to remember, and each of them has such a lovely spice. Deep in the forest dwells an old wise master He listens to the wind without a goal. He knows the mind of every tree and aster. Why would he long for any other soul? Lan bei chun bei rui, quy qua chiu jiao jian, xin xin zi sheng yi, 在二位之间，谁知离楼着晚风作相远，草木有本性，何久没染着。The orchid leaves in springtime are so tender. In autumn fragrance in a month smells nice. All seasons offer something to remember. And each of them has such a lovely spice. Deep in the forest dwells an old wise master. He listens to the wind without a goal. He knows the mind of every tree and aster. Why would he long for any other soul?
Oh, the waiter is coming. He's carrying our drinks. Whoa, 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 watch out! He's going to bump into you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. How could I be this clumsy? Please forgive me. I will bring you new drinks straight away.
Never mind, the bottle is still intact.
And the glasses didn't break either.
Let's pick the glasses up.
Yeah, here they are.
Come on, join us for a drink.
Oh, thank you. I guess I could take a short break and sit with you for a while. Judy, can you please take over for 10 minutes? Hello, my name is Kong Qiu. I'm from China, and I'm a PhD student here at the Free University of Berlin.
But you don't look very Chinese.
Oh, I know. I had my face done, you see. It's easier to live that way in Berlin.
But Berlin is not a racist city, is it?
Well, racism in Berlin is not manifest, more latent.
Yeah, that's the worst kind. I can imagine.
Yeah, nobody tells me I'm not as good as anybody else just because I'm Asian. But it is still difficult to find a job. And I do need a job in order to finance my studies.
Oh, right, I see. By the way, my name's Karl.
I'm Hannah.
And I'm Manny.
What? How can your name be Money? Did your parents really wish you wealth that much?
No, it is not money, M-O-N-E-Y. It is money, M-A-N-I. You see, my parents were so terribly old-fashioned that they named me Immanuel. But who would nowadays like to be called Immanuel? The name is dusty and it stinks of mothballs. So I just shortened it and everybody calls me Money instead.
I see. So, what are you people doing here?
We're all studying philosophy. Manny here is already at the PhD level like you. I'm just finishing my master program with a thesis on a question of evil. And Karl is just a beginner.
But we often go out together.
Yes, Today we went to see a theater performance together. We were just talking about the last scene. It made a great impression on all of us.
Is that so? What was it about?
Oh, the whole performance ended with a very exciting shamanistic dance.
Oh, yes, I saw that performance. That last scene with the shamanistic dance was really good. And it reminded me of that Chinese philosopher, the one who says that the shamanistic rituals are the foundation of the Chinese rituality.
But isn't that bullshit? I mean, as far as I know, Confucian rituality is completely different. It's very cultivated, normative, strict, and hierarchical. And it conveys the conservative spirit of hierarchic oppression in which the ruler oppresses his subjects, the men oppress the women, the old oppress the youth.
Yeah, but it is grounded upon the cult of ancestors. And this cult is also a basis of shamanism.
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Hannah. Shamanism is a primitive religion, but Confucianism is, as far as I know, just a normative ethics without any transcendent elements.
Well, I don't think it's that simple. The connection is rather well grounded.
Interesting. Did this Chinese philosopher write this in a book of his own?
Yes, of course he did. Can you read Chinese?
Of course not. Why should we read Chinese? We're German. But we do read English, though.
Well, that is a pity still. He could offer you many innovative insights into some alternative forms of philosophy.
So, what is his name?
I don't think you would be able to pronounce it correctly. So for now, let's just call him Mojstra Lija.
Oh, I would love to know more about him.
Actually, I might be able to help you. If you are really interested in him and his ideas, I could recommend a movie about his life and his work.
Good. And where can we see it?
I haven't seen any advertisement for such a movie recently.
That's because it was not distributed in Europe. So far, it has only been shown in China.
Oh, yeah. So, you're suggesting for us to go to China in order to see this movie, right?
In fact, I have it at home, on video. You could all come to my place, and we could watch it together.
I would love to. When?
How about tomorrow evening? I'm free tomorrow evening.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fine with me. I can do that.
Okay, here's my address.
I was born into a refined but poor family. In spite of their poverty, my parents both cherished and valued education and the intellectual development of me and my little brother. Our father was an official with the post office and had a good command of the English language, a rare asset at that time. My mother was an elementary school teacher. As soon as I could read, my parents provided me with opportunities to immerse myself in the rich waters of traditional literature. At the same time, me and my younger brother were raised in accordance with Confucian values and norms. No one was supposed to even touch their chopstick at lunch before the grandmother, the oldest member of the family, started eating. In such a way, I learned to control myself from the earliest times. But this control did not always help me. When I was only a small child, my father passed away. For 3 days, I skipped school and escaped into the surrounding hills to forget my pain. Overwhelmed by the beauty of the moment, I suddenly became aware of my own mortality. I found myself wondering, what was the sense of this beauty? For it seemed meaningless, ephemeral, and empty.
Oh, I'm sorry for being late. I see you started watching the movie already. Did I miss something important?
You are always late. This is why we decided to start without you.
But you only missed the first scene.
Yeah, it was about Mojstra Lija's childhood.
So, what happened until now?
It was just a narration about his childhood and family, about their poverty. and about the fact that his father died when he was just still very young. Well, this means that his mother had to raise him and his brother all by herself, right?
Yes, she was a single mother. And when her neighbors tried to comfort her by saying that her sons would repay her efforts in the future, she would always reply, "I only know that the fields need to be cultivated. I'm not waiting for the harvest."
Oh, I like this attitude very much. She must have listened to a kind of her own innate categorical imperative.
Yes. In China, we have something similar. Confucianism certainly contains absolute principles that could have evolved through nothing else but a specifically Chinese version of the categorical imperative. Confucius called this the way of heaven, and his follower Mencius, he talked about the inherent nature of morality.
So do you want to tell us that Master Li's mother actually acted and thought in accordance with some of the basic principles of traditional Chinese philosophy?
Well, at least the basic principles of Confucian philosophy.
But this is ridiculous. There is no such thing as a traditional Chinese philosophy. I can understand that the movie we are about to see is introducing the life of this Master Li, who is a Chinese philosopher. But he's a modern philosopher, right? Philosophy came to China in the modern era. And together with modernization, it was brought to China from the West, by us, Western people.
Oh, Karl, I could never believe that you are truly as Eurocentric as people claim you are. But now I see they are right.
But you know this is true, Hannah. Hegel already claimed that the thought of people from the East was still permeated with this holistic single substance. Because of this, Eastern schools of thought have no sense of individuality and thus have yet to attain spiritual consciousness and self-awareness. In Hegel's view, what people generally call Chinese philosophy is not philosophy at all. It's at best some kind of moral preaching. Actually, Hegel said about the works of Confucius that, given their reputation, it would actually be better if they had never been translated at all.
Oh, come on. Hegel was an idiot. Everybody knows that. You cannot take him seriously.
At least he did not understand much of what was written in the Confucian Analects.
Or in the Book of Changes, as discovered by Leibniz.
Do you understand this stuff?
I do, at least a bit. First of all, it is my own tradition. And last, but not least, my PhD studies on Chinese philosophy.
What? What is wrong with you? Why would you study Chinese philosophy in Europe and not in China?
But why not? Here I have an excellent teacher. Although she is European, she is still a brilliant expert in Chinese philosophy. And I think sometimes it is better to study something from a certain distance. In this way, it does not swallow you up. It cannot eat you whole with your skin and your bones.
Oh, you think otherwise Chinese philosophy could devour you? Is Chinese philosophy a kind of shark or a wolf? Is it a monster?
More like a kind of mysterious diva. It is so difficult to resist her all-pervasive charm.
Oh, you seem to be quite devoted to Chinese philosophy.
Yes, I am. All of me is Chinese philosophy.
morning to his lone home. He blocks his thoughts, for they led him astray. So grateful to the flying birds at Skydome for taking all his feelings far away. His mind is empty in this fleeting moment. He yearns to reach the essence of perfection, cleaved in his heart like passing evening comet. For him there is no comfort nor protection.有人归途我之旅西古井，是此些高鸟迎着船远行，日期怀空一人，谁敢致敬？飞身离这个和所谓无常，为无常。His mind is empty in this fleeting moment. His mind is empty in this fleeting moment. Empty mind.
It was this very love for Chinese philosophy which connected Kong Qiu and Mojstra Lija. Because of this love, he eventually overcame the emptiness inside him. But he never forgot the beauty of yellow flowers, and later on, he wrote a lot of books that were full of wisdom. And let us not forget that love of wisdom is the essence of any philosophy. Therefore, it was precisely this love which eventually also linked Mojstra Lija to Karl and to Immanuel, and also to somebody else, a woman.
Okay, but these are only Kant and Marx.
And especially Hannah Arendt. We cannot forget her either, even though in this whole story she is invisible and without a name.
Whatever, it is still a combination of different Western philosophies. Didn't you say Mojstra Lija also knew traditional Chinese philosophy and even developed it further?
Yes, he not only knew it, he loved it, adored it.
Okay, but why didn't you tell us this before? Why was it so invisible all the time?
Well, you see, this is like in every genuine love story. First, you try to downplay your love, and then you chase after it.
And he never forgot it?
Not for a second.
So where is it located?
Just a moment, please. Are you talking about his love to Chinese philosophy?
No, I never talk about love. All I meant was Chinese philosophy as such. Where is Chinese philosophy located in Mojstra Lija's system of thought?
It is, of course, everywhere.
What do you mean by everywhere? And who the hell is that?
It is Du, the image of Chinese philosophy, one of its many faces. It is the proper measure in a system that does not recognize absolute existence of any transcendent measures, but beholds their propriety through proper decisions.
Yeah, that is very confusion.
And it is truly human.
Let's see. Is it indeed?